Welcome or welcome back. I'm Intergalactic Peach Patrol, also known as Peach, and I'm an artist and maybe illustrator living in Melbourne, Australia, and I've got another Draw With Me session planned for today. Would you like to spend some time in our sketchbooks together? Today I'm thinking I will be doing some drawing with my... How do you pronounce this? Lamy? With my Lamy Safari... What is it called? Fountain pen. I keep calling it calligraphy pen and stuff like that, and that's not what it's called. It's a fountain pen. I have the Lamy Safari in fine tip. It's currently got blue-black ink. It did come with blue, but I ran out. I've been using it almost every single day for drawing in my sketchbook. In here, which is the sketchbook that we started together, I will quickly show you. I am this far in and most of this is drawing with this. So all of this drawing that I'm not going to show you yet is aquatic themed, fish themed, if you will. And I'm just having such a great time and I'm excited for this sketchbook session, this Draw With Me. I hope you are too. Please grab a drink, get comfy, crack out your sketchbook and let's do some drawing. I've got a secret board on my secret Pinterest called Draw This, and it's just currently full of fish. Let's get drawing, shall we? These are some drawings that I did yesterday. Just testing out how I would like to combine the fountain pen with some colour, and I think I landed on wanting to stick to the coloured pencil, so that's what I'm going to do today. Let's turn to the new spread. So today I'm going to be drawing with the fountain pen, as I said, and coloured pencil only. We'll see if I can stick to that combination. Sometimes I get tempted to add things as I go, but I'm going to try really hard to just stick to these things. So I've got my fountain pen, I've got my little cup of coloured pencils, specifically colours that I have chosen for this sketchbook, and yeah, let's get into it. I have a little bug flying around. He came from one of my plants, so if you see him, just ignore him. He's being a menace. always think maybe I should put the mouth on, but every time I put the mouth on, it doesn't look right. That's why most of my fish don't have mouths, because they always look so strange. Oh my gosh. What do you think about the drawing sounds and the ambient sounds with no music? Is that okay? Do you want me to talk more? Do you want me to talk less? I'm trying to focus on drawing. I'm not very good at multitasking. So I'm trying to focus on the thing that you've clicked on, that you've come to see, which is me drawing. And in order for me to focus on that, I can't really talk too much. I've got that kind of brain that just can't do both. Is that okay? Would you rather me do a voiceover? I can do that as well. I think some of these I will do a voiceover. If you'd like to leave any questions, maybe I could do a Q&A. Ooh. I don't think I'm quite that level of I don't think I'm at that level yet where like doing a Q&A is feasible. I'll get like 2 questions. I'd be happy to answer 2 questions, but it's probably not very interesting if there's only 2 questions. This is very cute. That doesn't look like the fish that it was meant to, but I think it's very cute. Yeah, I guess if you have any questions, leave them below and I'll answer them in the next draw with me. I'm hoping that my goal for February is at least one more draw with me video after this one, which will hopefully be a paint with me. And then after that, coming into March, I would like to talk to you about my ink-only sketchbooks, which I've been talking a lot about on Instagram and a little bit on Threads. I have a lot to say. I have filmed quite a hefty video about it. I haven't really got it in me to edit it at the moment. It's like a 3-hour video at this point. But that's before editing. It won't be that long. But it's quite intimidating seeing the file size. But yeah, I would like to talk about that in March. And then March, I'm going to change the topic. So February, obviously, the topic has been aquatic life, namely fish, though I am trying to get some shells and coral and stuff in there. And then March, I'm hoping to pick a different theme. I'm not entirely decided on what that theme is going to be yet. I have a few ideas, but nothing solid yet. But I will be trying to follow the same schedule where I work on that theme for a couple of weeks in March, and hopefully every week at least I can get a video out to you where I'm making art that is aligned with that theme. Maybe you would like to leave a comment and suggest a theme. Let me know if you've been liking the aquatic theme as well. I've been really enjoying it. Fish isn't something that I really focus on in my art. I'm definitely into fish in real life. I love going to aquariums. I have a fish tank of my own. My pet fish recently died, which was really sad. I'll put up a picture of what it was. But yeah, I've really loved fish and underwater life my whole life. I wanted to be a marine biologist. All the neurodivergent girlies in the chat who wanted to be a marine biologist in high school, put your hands up. There are a lot of us, apparently. Obviously, I didn't end up doing that, but that was definitely on the radar for me. Yeah. I am terrified of the ocean. Not because the ocean is scary itself, but the things that live in there. What are they? Where do they come from? Are they aliens? Has anyone else ever thought, man, that's a really weird fish, or that's a really weird sea creature. That's got to be an alien, right? That can't be from Earth. That can't be from Earth. I think that about so many sea creatures. They just don't look right to me. They don't look like they could have possibly originated on Earth, like compared to our land animals or our other aquatic animals. Some, especially deep sea creatures, are just so outside of the design norm, or like what would be expected for like a design of a creature that lives down there based on the others that we already know about. And it's like, whoa. I don't know that you fit this puzzle. I think you're an alien. I think you come from outer space. You came here on an asteroid. Welcome to Earth, but also, what is that? Like, I don't know. Like the nudibranch? Is that what it's called? Some like sea slugs and stuff as well, like really out there in design, and it's like, questionable, that one. That's an alien in disguise. Their colours are really pretty though. Also, I'm fascinated at the moment by like different fin styles on fish. Like some fish bodies are like really long and they just have some fins at the end. They don't like have fins at the top end of their body and stuff like that. Or like some fish will be like really, really tiny, but they'll have like huge tails and things like that. I'm really interested in like the layout. That's not the right word, but like the layout of their fins is really interesting me between species. Is that like super nerdy? It might be. Look at me being all talkative now. What is your favorite fish? Do you have favorite fish? Is this is this really awkward? I feel really awkward today. I wasn't going to film, but I really don't want to not have a video out for tomorrow. So here I am. Pat on the back to me for showing up. If I had to pick a favorite fish, I would have to pick a subtopic of fish. It's hard for me to pick just one out of the entire catalogue. I really loved having my first aquarium fish. I don't remember what they were called. They were pearl something, and they were so beautiful to watch swim. I also really love tetras. I think they're so cute, especially like when they swim together and they catch the light. I think they're so beautiful. I really like squids. What is the correct plural term for squids? I really like them. I also really love shrimp. I'm not a fish or seafood eater. Never have been. Couldn't tell you the first thing about how you're supposed to eat fish because I just don't. It's not something I can really get comfortable with. I was raised vegetarian, which probably doesn't help. But I love watching them swim, so I'm not super put out by the fact that I can't eat them. I literally can't bring myself to do it. It freaks me out. But that's okay. Because I like watching them. I like watching them swim around my little fish tank and have fun. and all the different color variations and styles and sizes and patterns. Super, super into fish. I would love one day to get an underwater capable camera so that when I go swimming I can film all the fish I see. I really love turtles. Now, I'm not sure if it fits in the aquatic theme. I'm torn. I really love penguins. I haven't put penguins in my sketchbook yet because I'm not sure if I'm going to count it with all of the rest of these things. I think penguins and polar bears and seabirds are different categorically. Is that the right word? Is that what that word means? Is that what that word means? That they're like in a different category? Anyways, that's what I mean. I feel like they are in a different category and they don't fit the one that I'm currently working on in my sketchbook. And so I haven't included them, but I was wondering what you think. Do you think penguins fit? I kind of wish I thought they did because I love penguins and I would love to paint them, but maybe that's something I can come back to later in the year. Maybe we can do like Arctic animals or like animals that live in the cold rather than trying to squeeze them into an aquatic theme. That might be better, that might make more sense. Now I know these fish look really stylized, but I am actually using real references of real fish to get the layout of their fins and the general body shape. So they are based on real fish. I'm just stylizing. Stylizing is something I've only recently learned. I've been drawing and painting for at least 11 years, and stylizing is something I've never, ever, ever understood until very recently when I took a class on Sophie McPike's Patreon. I know I talk about her a lot. She's like the number one artist I've learnt the most from in my journey. Anyways, I took a little class on her Patreon where she was talking about character design and stuff like that, and something in that class just made it click in my brain how I can apply some of those things when I'm drawing in my sketchbook and sort of make things look more like my own design. Really hard for me to articulate when I'm trying to draw. I visualize what the image will look like when I draw it before I draw it, and it makes it hard for me to talk at the same time. I tell people all the time I can't read and talk at the same time either, which can be very frustrating for some people. But yeah, I found that class so helpful, and I've seen such progress in my work since taking that class, and yeah, that's why these guys look a little bit more cartoony and less photorealistic, because I've learned how to not focus on that so much. Thank goodness. That's been like a huge turning point for me in my art. I feel much more capable, much more confident. Shout out to Sophie McPike. If you're not familiar with her work, what are you doing? Where have you been? Living under a rock? Hello? I'm just kidding. I think she's definitely one of the most prominent artists in my social media experience. But she might not be for you if you come from somewhere else, but I would highly recommend, if you haven't had a look already at her work, that you do. I've never learned quite so much about my own art as I have with her. And I have to give credit where credit is due. I feel that's very important, that we credit the people we learn from, especially when we're trying to make the things that we learn into our career or make money off them. I think it's very important that we give... Is it giving flowers? Is that the right term? Anyway, I'd like to give Sophie her flowers. I think she's a huge pillar in the online art community and has been teaching many of us behind the scenes. I love this. Do you love this? I love this double spread. It's so cute. I love this squid. He's adorable. A little too close to the reference, but I could always come back and stylize him some more. I just need a little bit of filler. What could I put here? I want to do a shrimp, but I'm not confident enough. That's okay, that's okay, that's okay. I can just do a round fishy. I like doing this little bit before I put the tail on because it helps me to visualize how the tail is going to work. I find it very difficult to visualize it otherwise. Yeah, I can't wait to show you my ink-only sketchbooks and talk about them next month. I'm really looking forward to that. That will be coming out, I think the first week in March. If I can, if I can really lock in and edit that bastard of a video. It's so long and it's in so many parts. It's 3 sketchbooks worth of information with a sketchbook tour and examples in each sketchbook of how I applied my learning and made progress in my ink-only sketchbooks. And yeah, I really can't wait. I think it'll be a very well received, hopefully very well received video. I hope so. I put a lot of work into all of that and I'm quite passionate about it. Anyways, let's start colouring. I'm going to use very light pressure and just draw in circular motions with these coloured pencils so that I can get very light colours. I don't want to damage the paper. As we learned last week, this paper doesn't hold up super well. Was it last week? It feels like forever ago. Time is getting away from me. What are you guys up to at the moment? It's summer here, but the last week or so, it's kind of felt like the seasons are confused again. We've had some really cold weather, some unexpectedly heavy rain and stuff like that, and I'm just super looking forward to summer being over. It's my least favourite season. So I haven't been going out much. Been mostly staying in, doing artwork, playing Overwatch. Somebody help me, I'm addicted to that game. Anyone else here play Overwatch? Oh my god. The recent update? Can't even talk. The recent update. Wow. Someone needs to nerf the cat. I was playing some games last night against the new characters. Whew. That cat is a real jerk. Also not a huge fan of Domina, but that's okay. I figured out how to win against Domina as a hazard main. She's not that hard. I definitely don't like the cat though. I've also been meaning to get back into Animal Crossing. I did briefly get back into Animal Crossing recently, but I got busy and I have put it down again. I need to pick that back up. Really want to work on my island. Not happy with the layout. I wish you could restart without losing everything. I think I told you that already. I was playing Dinkum for a while. Dinkum's pretty fun. It's like an Australian Animal Crossing that you can play on the computer. I'm not sure if they have console version as well. I think they do. But it's all Australian animals, Australian fish. Yeah, it's quite fun. We've got many, many, many hours in that game. Thankfully, I was able to break the hold it had on me. Otherwise, I wouldn't have gotten anything done over the holidays. I was so locked into that game. Probably shouldn't have made this guy orange if I'm going to make this guy orange. But anyway. Sketchbooks are for learning. I can't believe I'm so far through this sketchbook already. I've been so locked in to drawing these fish. What art materials are you drawing with at the moment? Are you drawing with me, or are you just watching, or am I in the background? What are you doing while this video is on? Sometimes when I'm drawing, I will have people like Kawafi or Paint Soup or Paloma the Peach on in the background. They are very good company. What artists are you enjoying at the moment? Oops. It's not the color I want. This is the color I want. Is it? I don't know. Is it? I should probably do a color test before I just jump in. Yeah, this is not the color I want. Nice one. Okay, what color should this guy be? Oh, what if I do this guy first? I might not color... Whoa. Settle down there, accent. I might not color all of these, as I've just checked my phone that I'm recording with, and this is looking to be a long video. I'm not sure you guys are super into long videos. You didn't seem to like my long videos. Although, they are picking up now. A couple of months later, they seem to be doing quite well. So maybe it's just the season for it. Let me know what you think. Do you like long videos, or do you like sort of short and sweet, to the point, not dragged on too long? I thought maybe it would be interesting to see my sketchbook process. That's why I'm spending a long time here, because I usually would. I usually would spend quite a while in my sketchbook. Every single day I'm in here for like at least an hour and a half. Every single day. That's not a lie. Not an exaggeration. You would think I would have a lot more sketchbook tours to show you, and I do. I definitely do. I just want to space them out a little bit. How often do you like to see sketchbook tours? For me and my favorite artists, the answer would be all the time. Show me those sketchbook tours. I want to see them all. Anytime would be great for me if Cheyenne Barton or Sophie McPike or anyone really, Leigh Ellexson, ugh, I miss her art videos. If they uploaded a sketchbook tour every single week, I would be sat. I would be there on time, every time, ready to watch. But I know some people get really tired of the same stuff being repeated. So I'm trying to be careful not to overload you with just sketchbook tours and not really much else. Hence the sketchbooking sessions. It's also helping to keep me accountable, because this year one of my biggest New Year's resolution, is that the right word? One of my New Year's resolutions is to be more present in my art and to share it. The big thing being to share it. So here I am, sharing my work, sharing my process, because I'm trying to meet some goals. Some of those goals are business related, some of those goals are just art related. But it all comes back to sharing my work online, sharing my process, and being present. Okay, so my squid is kind of this light blue color again. I really love squids. They're so, and octopus? Octopi? I feel like octopi is such a stupid word. I think they're so cool. And like, octopi are so smart. I don't feel smart saying that word. But they are, they're so intelligent. I really want to go snorkeling down on the peninsula and with a little underwater camera and film the creatures that are on the pier under the water. The creatures that live on the parts of the pier that are submerged. I think that would be so cool. I know there are some pretty freaky little guys there. I used to spend a lot of winter sitting out on the pier and watching the fishermen bringing creatures up from the deep, and they would often haul up some pretty freaky looking things. Obviously things that, you know, are common in that area, but to me, someone who was pretty new to that world at the time, despite living on the beach for so long, that was quite confronting to me and fascinating, and also just so freaky. Okay, and this guy's got some yellow spots. I love all the different patterns that sea creatures have and all the different colorways. They're so fascinating. I really wish I had become a marine biologist. Maybe I still can. a hobbyist marine biologist, that would be cool. I'd have to be all self-funded though. No government grants for me, but that would be so fun to study and document and be part of the research team for these things, especially now when climate change is so critical, at such a critical level. A lot of these creatures won't be around for much longer, will they? Which is kind of sad. It would be nice to document them while they're still here. There we go. I think he looks pretty good. I might fill in his pupil so it makes a bit more sense. There we go. And then I did want to do these sparkles very quickly. I love putting sparkles around everything. I don't know if you can tell. I used to be really self-conscious of the sparkles because I thought people wouldn't take me seriously if I was putting sparkles in everything. And then I thought, you know what? I'm allowed to put sparkles on things. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't know why I thought there was anything wrong with that. There so isn't. What is this colour? Espresso. Is this the right colour? Yeah, okay. I want to do this guy next. Oh, we're getting close to being finished with the spread. What do we think? I like it. The colours are maybe not super cohesive, but I like how it looks overall. I would love to go somewhere really cold and do some diving and see what kind of creatures live in that environment, except I think that's where all the scary ones are, in the cold, because they've been designed to be able to survive and survive some pretty harsh things, so I'm assuming they will be a little bit more scary, but I still think it would be interesting, you know? Knowing what's out there. Ooh, sometimes it's better not to know. I'm gonna make this guy orange as well, I think, to tie in with this side. These pencils I'm using are mostly Prismacolor pencils. I do have some other brands in here, which I'll let you know in a second. So I have, can you see this? Lyra Rembrandt Polycolor pencils, and obviously Prismacolors. And what else do I have in here? Oh, where did it go? I was using it before. Nope, not that one. It's not the one I wanted. Oh, now I can't find it. What the heck? Oh, I have, what are these called again? Polychromos. Faber-Castell polychromos. Yeah, I have a bunch of different random things. They're not all from sets. Sometimes I just pick up a single pencil to see what it's like. This one in particular, this Caran d'Ache Pablo, I really don't like. It might just be this shade. Sometimes individual shades have a different consistency. This pencil though, totally hate it. It made me not want to try anymore, and wouldn't that be a shame if it was just that colour that sucked? Because it really threw me off. Did not like it at all. Getting close to being finished, I'm just going to colour in these turtle shell motifs, and then I think I'm going to call it done. Thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed our little sketchbook session meeting. I'd love to know what you got up to while you were watching. Which one of these is your favourite? I love this one, and I love this squid, and this guy. Is he a sunfish? I don't know. They're my favourite, and maybe this little orange guy. They're my favourite from this spread. Which ones are your favourite from this spread? I like this one too. So cute. Then it's kind of like this colour comes in a little bit. There we go. It's so interesting when you zoom in on things, particularly fish, to see their patterns and things, their colouring. It's not always what you would expect. These particular scales or whatever they are that make up the turtle shell, not what I would expect colour-wise. Definitely not. I didn't realise they were so complex, so yeah, interesting colours. Anyways, that's it for me for today. I'm a bit a bit drawn out, a bit over it. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you had a good time. I hope I was able to keep you company while you did something important or something that you've been putting off, like me putting off this drawing until today when I planned to do it 3 days ago. Yeah, I'll see you next week for some painting. Not mixed media like last week, but actual proper painting. I'll see you for that next week. Thank you for joining me. Have a really good day. Bye.